In this channel, we have a CPA, which is me, and a CFA, which is Falk. If you're interested in either certification, you've probably already seen some of our videos on the topic. These are probably the most popular on the channel. Lately, when I tell people that I'm a CPA, they often confuse it with the CFA. So I decided to make this video to clear up the air and help you decide which certification is best for your career. I'll break it down into these sections. Let's start with the types of careers these certifications typically lead to. First, let's talk about the CPA. The Certified Public Accountant certification is generally required in accounting jobs. This could be auditing, tax, maybe even consulting. The CPA is needed for a lot of these jobs since it gives you the legal power to sign tax returns and audit financial statements. A CFA, on the other hand, can't legally do either of these things. However, a CFA is the highest distinction you can get as a finance professional. It is not a requirement to be in finance, but if you're planning on working as an investment banker, in wealth management, in investment management, it will definitely give you a leg up on your competition by demonstrating that you are an absolute financial wizard. Big picture, think of the CPA as a certification giving you some legal accounting powers, and a CFA as an acknowledgement that you are an absolute finance master. Now let's go over the requirements that you need to take each exam. The requirements are a little more strict to become a CPA. Each state has different requirements, but the main idea is that you need 150 credits. A normal undergrad generally has 120, so you would need 30 extra credits. What I did, for example, is that I had AP credits from my school and I took one extra class per semester. Another common way to do this is to just do a one-year master after your bachelor to get the credits. Some states require certain business and accounting classes. For example, in New York, you need 36 credits of business classes and take certain accounting classes such as cost accounting, auditing, and others. There are some states that allow you to sit with only 120 credits and the 150 credit requirements just to get licensed, but make sure you check with your state. Then for the CFA, all you really need is a bachelor. If you don't have a bachelor, you can just take it if you have 4,000 hours of qualified work experience and a passport. So as you can see, a lot less requirements to take the CFA exam. Now let's go to see how much each exam would cost you. For the CPA, registering for all 4 sections will cost you a little over $1,000, with an additional registration fee of $40 to $160, depending on how many exams you register for at once. Then you need to add your study materials, which I always recommend Becker, which is the one I used, and is around $3,000. So the total process will cost you a little over $4,000. On the other hand, for the CFA, the cost will actually change this year in April, but they hover around $1,000 per exam. Then you also have to account for the prep material, which is around $1,000 for each level, depending on how you plan to review. This brings the total CFA cost to more than $7,000, and that's if you pass all exams at once. If you fail one exam, you'll have to pay again to take that exam, and the cost can quickly add up. As you can see, the CFA is almost twice as expensive as a CPA. If I was you, I would check with my employer. Employers are generally happy to pay for these exams since they want you to be better. So always ask before paying for them out of pocket. Now let's go over to what the exam actually tests. The CPA has 4 exams. It has FAR, which is Financial Accounting and Reporting, Auditing, and Regulation, which is mostly tax topics. And then you have to pick one more from Business Analysis and Reporting, Information Systems and Controls, and Tax Compliance and Planning. So in total, you'll be taking 4 exams. And here you can see the overall breakdown. They all take 4 hours and are mostly equally weighted between the multiple choice question and the simulation questions, which are basically word problems where you have a drop-down menu and you have to pick the right answer. On the other hand, the CFA is 3 levels and you have to pass them in order because the material builds up on each other. Level 1 consists of 135 multiple choice over 2 135-minute periods. So in total, 4 hours and 30 minutes. Level 2 consists of 88 multiple choice questions split into 2 sessions of 2 hours and 12 minutes. The difference here is that the questions are in a vignette format. These are basically questions that you have to answer after reading a long passage. So think of an SAT, you get a long passage and then you get a certain number of questions after. That's level 2 and also level 3. The difference with level 3 is that you have multiple choice questions and essays. The whole curriculum can be found online, but for levels 1 and 2, it includes a lot of topics like economics, corporate finance, investments, ethics. Levels 1 and 2 have mostly the same topics, but with slightly different weights. And obviously level 2 is a little more advanced. And lastly, level 3 is primarily portfolio management, which brings everything you've learned before together. Now let's see how much time it will actually take you to study these topics. First, the CPA takes about 80 to 120 hours per section. This will be around 300 to 400 hours in total, and you have 30 months to complete all 4 sections before they expire. The good thing about the CPA is that you can register year-round, which gives you flexibility to take it whenever you want. The CFA, on the other hand, takes about 280 to 350 hours per exam, so passing all 3 levels can take more than 1,000 hours of studying. So there's definitely a lot more effort required than for the CPA exam, and obviously this is if you pass them all on the first try. The good thing is that the exams don't expire, but you can only register at specific times during the year, as you can see on this chart. And now let's talk about one of the scariest parts of the video, which is the passing percentages for each. So for the CPA, the passing percentages vary by section. FAR, which is Financial Accounting and Reporting, has historically been the most difficult. It is also the longest exam, so it makes sense. While Regulation and the new Tax, Compliance, and Planning exam are the ones that people pass the most. The material for both of these is very similar, so it makes sense. For the CFA, the story is a little bit worse. The 10-year average pass rate hovers a little over 40% for the first 2 levels and around 50% for the 3rd level, which is insane. So clearly both exams are tough. However, I will speak from the CPA perspective because it's the one I took. I believe that if you do Becker and put the time in, you will be able to pass. Just to give you more numbers, there are around 670,000 CPAs and only 190,000 CFAs in the world. So it makes sense that the exams are hard. They're very exclusive certifications, so it's only right that they make you work hard to get them. So final takeaways, I think both certifications are obviously amazing. I can speak from having a CPA, and I will say that it has definitely opened some doors for me, even though I've never really worked any accounting job. But I do believe that the CPA helped me get the investment banking job. I'll be out in the summer, so I can definitely say it's already paying dividends. And as for the CFA, I've seen how hard Falk has worked, and it is just a stamp of how much you know. From experience also, I can say that all the CFAs I have met are incredibly successful. I would definitely feel very comfortable having a CFA manage my money. So it will definitely give you a leg up in a job search, and having that next to your name will definitely open doors. So now it is up to you to decide. Think about what you want to do in your life and how each certification will help you. I can answer any detailed CPA questions, and Fal can take any CFA questions. I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure to subscribe to support us. We release videos every Wednesday. So we'll see you again next week. Peace.